I am in shock. The Indiana Fever just beat the Aces. The first win for the Indiana Fever against the Las Vegas Aces since I was 22 years old. Aces MVP to refs, Fever's MVP and Alyssa Smith. You're not wrong.
In front of the entire basketball world, the Las Vegas Aces, the team that was meant to be the unending dynasty, were humiliated. Check for a 27-point blowout. The referees are giving A'ja Wilson preferential treatment, but it's still insufficient. Verify. Even though everyone says Chelsea Gray is superior to Caitlin Clark, she is giving nothing at all. Large check that a team in Indianapolis was going to demonstrate to A'ja Wilson what true basketball looks like, as she was out here snatching players from above their heads and getting away with it.
And A'ja Wilson, my God, you see how many free throws that lady had? Oh my God, on the stat sheet she had basically 30 points, but all the free throws this woman got, man, they tried their best to keep the Aces in the game, man, but it didn't matter. Man. They destroyed the Aces. About freaking time the Fever finally beats the Aces, man. And without Caitlin Clark.
The Indiana Fever's 81-54 thrashing of the Las Vegas Aces wasn't merely a defeat. It was a declaration. And that was a crystal obvious statement. When a team shows up to play actual basketball, no amount of legacy prejudice, A'ja Wilson heroics, or supportive calls will save you.
But this was a big win for the Fever because the Aces were the only team that they had not won at least one game to last season, meaning the Aces swept the Fever last season. They actually haven't won a game against the Aces in 16 games. And they did it without Caitlin Clark. This team is crazy. They are beating the number one team in the league first. And then they go and beat the Aces, who they haven't won to in 16 games. And they did it without Caitlin Clark, which is just a testament to how this team is finally developing a rhythm.
It gets intense here. So let's speak about what transpired during the third quarter. A'ja Wilson is expertly boxed out by Lexie Hull, a player who has been working hard all season. Perfect foundations meet placing. She grabs the rebound in just the manner that Basketball 101 teaches. A'ja Wilson, however, enters from behind and grabs the hole over her head in what ought to have been a classic over-the-back foul.
The line a decent amount of times. A'ja Wilson, she got a favorable whistle in the second half, but it is what it is. Superstars get the whistle, unless your name is, 29 points for A'ja Wilson, 3 boards, 3 personal fouls, 3 turnovers, 9 for 18 from the field goal, 11 for 13 from the free throw line. Look at the rest of her team. 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, 6 points, 0 points, 4 points, 2 points, 3 points. Dana Evans, 1 for 10, Dana Evans. Oh my goodness.
Any basketball fan who has spent more than 5 minutes watching the game is aware of what the call ought to have been. Indiana ball over the back. The narrative is over. However, what did the referees do? It was referred to as a jump ball. A ball for jumping. When one player was obviously fouled from behind while grabbing a clean rebound, Wilson and Hull were in a position that was somehow equal.
I don't know about frustration boiling over as more to just like making a point. Well, Caitlin said she got me though, so.
One more than that.
She just got a bonus.
And by bonus, she was meaning the Commissioner's Cup bonus, which was $49 or $43,000 per player, because the prize pool was $500,000. And apparently, Steph White just was pissed about the officiating. I don't know if it was A'ja Wilson's whistle or what, but
the broadcasters were in disbelief as well. As they attempted to comprehend what they had just seen, you could hear the bewilderment in their voices. It couldn't have been a 50-50 call because the contact was too clear. However, the Zebras managed to deflect a blatant foul.
In the third. Like I said, the referees were starting to get on the side of the Aces. They were trying to wheel the Aces back in. And Lexie stepped in and sort of killed it. Kelsey Mitchell never took her foot off the gas tonight, by the way. This is the best thing I've seen from Stephanie White all season long. Right here, she was aggravated by the refs already, and in the fourth quarter, 5:35 left, Stephanie White lost her shit on the sideline. She lost her shit. And let me just play this right here. Roll it.
Lost that lead late.
And she's gonna. You see her just losing it up here, losing it. And she got teed up right there. And Caitlin Clark loved it.
The Fever put a dent in their hearts during the second quarter. They shot a staggering 81.8% from the field, outscoring the Aces 25-10 in the quarter, while Las Vegas only managed 23.5%. While the Aces could only muster 3 of 13, they went a perfect 6 for 6 from inside the paint. The game was practically done at halftime, with a score of 4,624. An already struggling Las Vegas side might have been further demoralized by that possession, which could have resulted in another Fever bucket. The authorities gave Las Vegas a lifeline by calling a jump ball. The Aces had an opportunity to swing the momentum and win the tip. Just when the defending champions needed a respite, it appeared for a little moment that the officiating was going to tip the scales in their favor.
Really put it on. Right here, you can see 24 points in the first half for the Aces. I mean, seriously, for the Aces. Points in the paint, 38-20. I mean, it was a dominant win by the Indiana Fever.
For the Fever, this was a quintessential here we go again scenario. All of the coaches and players in the building were aware of what they had just seen. Despite doing everything correctly, Lexie Hull was not rewarded. A young squad can be shaken by a missed call like that, particularly when playing a high-profile opponent like the Aces. It was an opportunity for the Aces to take a breather. When you're down large and having trouble finding a fence, the referees award you a 50-50 ball that you didn't deserve. As the last quarter began, the lead had soared again to 68-47. Pure dominance in the fourth quarter. Over the whole of the quarter, the Aces only tallied 7 points. 7 points. Basketball isn't like that. That is a thorough and utter collapse. The Fever completely destroyed what was expected to be a championship-caliber team, as evidenced by the final score of 8,154.
This defense is playing phenomenal. Oh my God, it's night and day. I think that Commissioner's Cup gave them swag. Now they're swagging it out. I've never seen Natasha Howard so aggressive in my life. This girl is beasting now all suddenly. She is beast moding right now. And Timpson, the rookie, getting block shots, getting steals. Leah Boston is just murking, destroying Aja Wilson. I got a Wilson. I got a nickname for Aja Wilson, guys. You know what it is? Whistle Wilson. Because this lady's always getting whistles. She's the person with the special whistle, guys. Every freaking time. And then she goes to the free throw line. Freaking free throw merchant. I think she's related to SGA. But anyway, she's not playing that great.
However, since the statistics provide an intriguing picture, let's discuss Aja Wilson's performance in light of the larger picture. She made 11 of 13 free throws and 9 of 18 shots to end with 29 points. Those appeared to be respectable figures on paper. She reached the line 13 times, which is just 4 less than the Indiana Fever team as a whole. Throughout the entire game, including that dubious jump ball call, she received a favorable whistle. Here's the terrible truth, though. Despite Aja Wilson's 29 points, her team fell by 27. Take a moment to consider that. The rest of her squad was non-existent, so even though the league's supposedly greatest player had what most would consider a strong statistical night, it was absolutely pointless.
The Aces tried to put a little run together to start the third quarter, and Sophie Cunningham and Lexie Hull shut that shit down. They shut it down by hitting some big shots. All right. That steal led to the only 2 points that Sophie Cunningham had. But it was big. So right here, let's start Aaliyah Boston right here. That's Sydney Colson to Boston. She's going to drive into the lane. And I've got to tell you, she gave Asia Wilson all she could handle.
The remainder of the Las Vegas Aces shot 7 of 43 from the field following Wilson's 9 of 18 shooting. That represents 16.3% of all shots from people who aren't Asia Wilson. Nobody else on the Aces scored more than 6 points.
Take a moment to process that.
In a team that should have depth for championships, the MVP candidate was virtually playing basketball one-on-one. In relation to the players who were expected to offer assistance, let's discuss Chelsea Gray, the player who, according to some, is superior to Caitlin Clark. Gray ended with 2 assists, 5 turnovers, and 2 points on 1 of 3 shots. There are 2 points. This season leader is expected to lead the attack and improve her teammates. Rather, she appeared to be playing in quicksand as the Aces' attempts were stifled by the Fever's defense.
I'm about to say some words I never thought I'd say. Free Asia Wilson. Free her now. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. I never thought I'd say this. If I'm Asia, I'm in that locker room, I'm stripping everybody of their A1s. I'm sure I didn't give y'all these free shoes. Y'all gonna come out here and y'all can't even give me more than 5 points. None of y'all, where y'all at? Y'all can't help me out. I'm reigning MVP. I'm bringing y'all these champions. I took a pay cut for some of y'all to be here, and you can't give me no points. Really, I'm over here. I have 25 points in the third quarter, and you can't give me nothing.
Contrast that with Caitlin Clark's actions from the sidelines. Clark, despite her injury, was a loud leader, encouraging her teammates and providing energy as Chelsea Gray struggled to score 2 points. She was seen on camera cheering every big play and keeping her team motivated while she was on the sidelines. That is true leadership, the kind that influences victory even when you are unable to make a statistical contribution. Without their premier player, the Fever put on a team basketball masterclass. Leading the pace with 25 points and 6 assists was Kelsey Mitchell. Aaliyah Boston contributed 7 rebounds and 20 points. Commissioner Cup MVP Natasha Howard scored 11 points and pulled out 10 rebounds. This was championship-level play, selfless basketball, and balanced scoring.